So recently, Create Music Group acquired a majority interest in YouTube music creation network, The Nations. If you're not familiar with The Nations, they have, I think it's 8 separate channels on YouTube. Their largest one is Trap Nation, which has over, I believe, 30 million subscribers and a cumulative total of over 13 billion views. So a very large music creation channel. They began kind of before the whole Spotify playlisting started to become bigger. And a lot of people, we don't talk about this often enough, but a lot of people, most people still listen to their music on YouTube, or at least a larger percentage than Spotify, because obviously, YouTube is free. If you want to deal with the ads, then YouTube's just free all around. So YouTube is still largely an underutilized music streaming source. And I say that in terms of the artists trying to promote on there. So we do Spotify promotion, YouTube promotion, TikTok promotion, websites and all that stuff. And the bulk of our orders are still Spotify orders. And people know we're honest about our promotion because we pretty much tell you, like, hey, we think YouTube is a better option than promoting on Spotify. It doesn't mean you don't ever promote on Spotify. It just means YouTube has far more tools at hand for you to use. You can get very granular, very specific with your advertising on YouTube, even far more so than Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. Now, there's certain viral aspects that TikTok may have that YouTube may not have. No, I don't even want to say that. YouTube can pretty much do just about anything the other platforms can do. Now, they were a little bit behind the curve with YouTube Shorts, which is their TikTok version, kind of like Instagram has Reels. But even then, there's still enough people on YouTube for just various things that if you were going to put your money behind anyone, like in a stock or something, obviously not financial advice, not financial advisors, but if you were, I'd go Google over Facebook or Meta or Tencent for that matter. So I say all that to say artists should not underutilize YouTube still. If you don't, you should have at least these days, 40% of your advertising budget going towards YouTube ads of some kind. That doesn't mean it has to go straight to a music video. It could be a sales funnel that you're working on, which you need to send people to your website, obviously. So if you don't have a website, you need to get that done first, but you need to be structuring your music career like a business. That's the only way it's going to work these days, especially now with NFTs, social tokens, crypto, all of it. The people who really came up were those who took advantage of that. But the article goes on to say, as I was just saying, and I've been saying for the better part of the last year, while Create Music Group and The Nations haven't publicly revealed the financial specifics of their agreement, they are poised to spearhead initiatives in the metaverse, non-fungible tokens, and gaming spaces moving forward. What does that mean? What are they going to do? Why would they acquire this stake? Like they don't just think the revenue is going to stop at the YouTube streams, which I tell people all the time. Don't just think that Spotify streaming is going to make up all your revenue or even the bulk of your revenue. It's likely going to make up a small percentage if you're doing it wisely. So when they say non-fungible tokens, they can sign artists. So The Nations, like I said, they have 8 separate channels on YouTube, but they also have a record label called Lowly. So when they sign artists to Lowly, pretty much record labels just think of them like hedge funds. So on this channel, we a lot of times bridge the gap between financial markets or business and music. Think of record labels like hedge funds. A hedge fund is somebody or a group that takes people's money, and people don't take it. People give them their money, and the idea is that the people in the hedge fund are better at managing the resources than you would be by yourself. So if you were going to manage your money by yourself, you got to look at charts all the time, and you got to know when to get in, when to get out in order to beat the market. So the idea is that hedge fund can give you a better percentage return than if you just try to do this yourself. Same thing with the record label. People go to record labels because they believe the record label has more resources than you would be able to achieve by yourself. You would have to go get your own promotion team. You'd have to go get your own website. You'd have to go get your own, you'd have to know how to do NFTs and know how to do social tokens and all that stuff, which you can learn. It is just, you have to take a little bit of time to learn it. And not everybody is inclined to that. So I don't think that nobody should be signed to a record label. I'm not on that camp. But if you can learn these things, then you do need to go out and do it by yourself, because later on down the line, let's say, you don't know how to do social tokens or NFTs right now. In 5 years, if you do know how to do them, but you're locked into a contract for the next 5 years, then that's a long time in technology to not be able to take advantage of something. So this is a calculated move. I think overall it's probably a pretty good one. If they know what they're doing in terms of NFTs, social tokens. I actually don't see social tokens listed on here. Like I've said, social tokens are still very early. If you want to get up to speed on them, go follow our Social Token News channel. Go to socialtokennews.io. We'll even give you some free social tokens just for, sign up for our email list and newsletter. But that space is still very early. And I think when it pops, it's going to pop really hard. Kind of like NFTs did pop really hard. It was at 2020 or 2021, whenever they were like really jumping off. But whenever the social tokens get combined with the NFTs, like it's going to pop very hard. And when it does, all these companies that have been pouring money into the music space, we've seen catalog after catalog get bought up for all these famous artists. And now we have YouTube curation and record labels getting bought up as well. This is not by accident. The people don't just give over millions and it's billions of dollars at this point of, catalog sales. People don't just give that up. People who have access to that capital don't just do it because they like you. This is going to be a space that they will profit over. Kind of like the .com bubble, like not every single company that people were investing in was a home run, but they knew that the internet was going to be a thing. Like somebody was going to win that race. Like a lot of the companies did go to zero, but somebody was going to win that race. So I say that to say, you don't need to know every single thing about the NFTs. You don't need to know every single thing about social tokens. At the very least, just get the free tokens at socialtokennews.io. Or if you find an NFT on Rally or OpenSea or something that's like $10 or whatever, just spend some money on it so you know how it works. You don't have to go spend $100 a month if you don't have that. You don't have to spend a lot, but just spend something so you know how it works. Because the investment banks or groups, the hedge funds or all these people are going to have their hand in on it. So don't be one of these late people to the party. The people that benefit the most from this are usually the early actors. So if you guys are not subscribed over at Social Token News, go do that. Do that now. And I will catch you guys in the next video.